So in this video, we are going to see how to implement Swagger in your NestJs project. So for that, you need to install this NestJs Swagger, which will install this package, Swagger UI Express. This is not required. So if you are interested, then you can use this one. So let's start. I have installed that package. So you can see in package.json I have installed this Swagger UI Express 4.3.0 version. So, and I have created one controller which is having all these methods: get, post, put, delete. So what we are going to see, we can access all these methods by using Postman or any REST client application. But for this, if we implement Swagger, then it will be easy to check. So that's why I decided to create Swagger APIs. So for that, we need to install that package, and then we can start implementation. So here in main.ts, you need to create document and configuration for Swagger builder or Swagger API, and then you can use that. So let's start. So here I need to create one constant variable called as config, and this will be a new instance of document builder that will be imported here. You can see it is imported from Swagger. So it has some methods that we need to set, like set title. This will be your document, Swagger document or Swagger page title. So I would say Swagger test. Again, there are some methods, or I would say there are lots of methods that you can set and make your page is very informative. So set description, you can set here. This is the test of Swagger API. Then you can also set version 1.0, and then you can call build method. After creating this config, you can create a document of this config using app document Swagger module dot create document. What we need to pass here, app and config. As per the definition, we are passing it. So this document is ready, but we need to load it somewhere. We need to map API. So for that, we can do one thing: Swagger dot setup. This will be our API which will load our Swagger document. So that's it. If we run in this condition, then what will happen? You will see this test controller and all controllers will get merged, and in Swagger page you will see all these details of this API. So let's test how this looks like in Swagger UI. Let it run. Till time, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, then you can subscribe so that you will get all the notifications on different technologies. And if you like, then please press like button, and if you want to share with other developers, then you can also share this. So let's go to browser and reload this. You can see Swagger test is coming. This is the test of Swagger API version. All these details are coming, and here by default, this is from other controller, default controllers. This is water login. This is from login controller, and this is rest of these things are coming from test controller. So this will be a basic description you will get, but you can see here responses that we need to configure at that method level. So we need to do that in next few minutes. So if I execute this one, you will get response, and you can see response body, what type it is, then again get and post, all the methods. If I execute, you can see it is saved, and here no parameters are there, even responses of different type, that is not there. So we are going to add that in controller now, because this is what required to initiate the Swagger document. So once document is ready, we can go in controller, and then we can start here writing all the descriptions, all the details of each API's response request, so that we can see that all the changes here, so a developer can understand and execute. Even tester also can see what is required parameters, what will be the response in case of error, what will be the response. So that we are going to add now. So for that we need to use decorators, and all the decorators are available on their website. Addition to that, what they have not provided, that I'm going to provide here. So watch till end. So we'll start API tags. So this will be a definition what you are going to provide under this section. So if it is a test, then it will appear in place of this. You can see default, because I haven't provided anything, so you'll see default. If I provide this, then here it will get separated, and this section will be separate section for test only, like test module. So after this, for this API we need to add some description. So for that, API operation decorator you need to use. Inside that you need to provide summary, then after adding description you can add, as this is a guest API get method, we only need a API response here. So here we can add status 200 and description all data list. In case of error, what we need to do, the same thing, only status will be different. 403 description you can add like forbidden. Likewise you can add multiple responses, 403 or 402, 500, all these responses you can add like this. 500 I will add for information. So this is how we can add description of Swagger, because in Node.js with Express there we need to add it manually, and indentation, if you miss indentation, then it will not load the UI properly. So here I would say, here it is very easy to manage or add description, API details. Similarly we can add here, this is a post request, so what we need to add here, API body plus we can add parameters, query parameters, path variables, that also we can add here, but as this is a post call, we can add API body. So what we can see, we need to provide API body options. So this will be a type of schema that we need to add. So what we need to provide here, type is object, then its properties, it is id, it is a type of integer, example value is 5, then description, what is the description, this is unique id, what is missing, then required or not, that we can skip. Here you can see name, type string, then example value is test, description, this is the name. So all these value will be there in example, and schema will be different, and that will be get matched. When you see it in action on UI, you will see the difference why we are adding this. So this will be your API body. Before that, what we need to do, API operations. So what is happening here, or what will happen here, create new record. So this is done. Only API response we need to provide here, API response. So what we need to provide here, status 201, because this is a post request and this will create, so you know the response code. Then description will be record created, or similarly as per this value you can add that saved. Similarly we'll add another response like 403. Then similarly here we can add for put, we need one query parent and then request body. So here we'll add API operation first, then what we are doing here, summary, this will be update the record, then API parent, name is id, then type is integer, then description, what will be the enter unique id, because this will be going, this is going to create a UI for you, and this is required, yes, so this is required. Similarly we need to add API body. Here we need to add schema, we can copy that which we are adding in post call, so that it will be similar, there will not be any confusion. Only we need to pass id addition to this to update that record. Okay, this is done. We need to add some API responses here. For that, status 200, description updated, 404, I think instead of that we should keep the same one. 403, this will be useful. Okay, this is done. Then remaining is delete. Same, I would say, instead of request body only we need API params there. So what I'll do here, API operation, this will be delete the record. API param, then API response status 200 deleted. And one failure API response. So let's review again. So what we have added, API tags, then API operation, request response, response of different error codes. Then for post we have added operation details, then body, then responses. For put or update operation we need one param, query param or path variable, then description, API body, different responses. Similarly for delete we need ID only, and API responses, API description and responses. So now there is all these things are done. So what we can do, we can save it and rerun this application again. Let's see how it works. So if you have any queries, doubts, you can ask in comment. I would try to resolve it. And if you want to see more in this, like we are not using request and response, you can see here. So that also we can do, but for that you can add comments, and then I can create a new video on that. So let's see what is created here. So you can see, as mentioned, test module is coming here now. I can collapse this. So you can see test module is coming here. All the APIs with description you can see. So get all this all data, you can see forbidden internal server error is coming. Then we are more interested in post and update and delete method. You can see whatever values we have added in example colon and schema that is created here. We also add a required, so that you can see this will be 100% will come in response. So similarly we can achieve this. So when you see any post call, there will be request body and there are multiple responses. You can see response may be a simple. In Git you might have seen that we haven't added that. So if I missed it, apologies for that. So if we see we have added this, but we can add the here schema and all object that we can do in next minute. So let me check first this. So let's test this one. So if I execute this, so you'll see we are getting response from this, and what values we are passing here, you can see in equal we are passing this request body here. Similarly, we can see input update. I'll show you like what we have. Let me try this. If I don't enter anything and execute, this will show error like we need to enter something here, 5 or 10, whatever the value is required, and request body where we need to update test to test1. And if I execute this, I will get success, and success is showing updated as per the response. And what value we have passed, and you can see parameters. This parameter you will get in request params. If we use path like API params, then it will go in that URL here. And if I use API query, then here you can see query parameters, so it will go in URL query parameters query string. Hope you understood. So for delete also we can see we need to enter unique ID for that, and then we can execute. So this will go in request param, request body, and you can see the responses, different responses which we have added. So this you can achieve by adding all the information at controller level. So let's do it again. So whatever we have missed something, so we can add that values here. So you can see I am adding data for first get all request. So we can see that in responses here. Under this responses, we'll see here all the list of array or objects. So for that we need to define schema, and then we can add all the details here. Type is array. For that, what we need to do, items, we need to provide type object here, and then you can provide properties of that object. So this is how we need to provide, like type is integer, then description, it will be unique ID, then type example value we need to provide, then only it will display like 100. After this, name, here type, this will be string type, then description, this is the name, example value we need to add here, test. Similarly, we can add multiple properties here. and then we can see that in on Swagger UI. So let me save this, and then what we have missed here in post call, not in post call but in update, we have seen that we are passing parameters but it is not printing. So let me use request response here, request so this is done. Here we can do log request dot params. So this should print the parameters which we are passing from Swagger. So let's restart. Hope you understood what we have done here. So what we are doing in get API call, we are adding some schema, so that will print under this. After description, you will see now array and this response in format of array. And here what we are doing, we are using request response, which is from Express. We are getting here request, and this request parameter we are using to print this param, this. So let's see, it is running now. Let me reload it. So now let's go to Git. Here you can see under all data list, we can see media type is JSON. The example value is 100 and test. Schema you can also check. Integer ID and name will be in this format array, and description you can see, example value also you can see. So we haven't added that in this API response because this is only for demo, so we can add that and provide it, but in next video. So here after checking this gate, we can see post call. So what we can see here, that is I think fine. In update call we need to check that param is going or not. Let's try this. Okay, 1000. Okay, and just something we can do for demo. Then let's execute this. It is showing printing this one, so why it is not coming? Let me add something like this, colon ID, and let's try again, because I think that is the correct way, because I am adding in path variable and not. Okay, let's try again. So this is how we can map this ID in the URL, so that now it should go. Let's try it out. So you can see whatever value we are passing here, it is going, means In console we'll see value under id. So this id we can use and update our record for that particular object, or whatever request body if we print, then also we can see that request body, request params, we can see that, and we can update that record with for that particular id. So similarly you can achieve all this swagger in very simple way and in short time using NestJs. So that's it for this video. Let me know your comments. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.